Hello friends, welcome back. Thank you again for joining me in my new channel, new space. I am starting off the month of July by doing energy readings for the month of July by element. So since we're in the sign of Cancer, I'm going to start with water signs. So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to kind of read into the energy. I don't know why. You know what? No. For some reason, I'm not feeling doing water signs first. I'm feeling fire calling. It might be because of the fireworks that are going on, and you might hear it. It's been very loud outside of my balcony, so hopefully it won't be too loud. So I'm going to do fire signs. Let's start off with fire signs. I want to go ahead and see. For some reason I was called to do a pre-shuffle with this Grandma Baby's Black Gold Lenormand deck, and I'm still actually getting the vibe with this, but I just finished doing a quick, I did a little bit of a refresh of my ancestor altar, and so I'm kind of feeling in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear the space here. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick pre-shuffle for myself to see. Look at that, waters, Queen of Waters. There we go. I should start with water signs then. Look at how quickly that changes. Queen of Hearts. This card reminds me of, there were a lot of stories from my mother and my father's childhood where a lot of the ancestors were, it was in the Christian sense that they were baptized, but in this sense, I think it was just an initiation of a different kind, an emotional initiation. It was like seeking freedom in spirit before seeking freedom elsewhere, almost, it feels like. I'm going to work with that card. I'm going to set it to the side. So yeah, change of plans yet again. And that's also the nature of water, right? Is to kind of change plans. We're still in the season of Cancer, so I'm going to go with it. Let's go back to water signs. All right. So let's get a theme of what we might be working with. The Queen of Hearts did come out here. So we might be dealing water signs with matters of... I'm still feeling a little bit of the energy from the reading from last week where we talked about being in alignment with the self, being in alignment with our own idea of ourselves. Like, what does it mean to actually be a queen anymore? If there's a hierarchy, where does it exist and who does it exist for? So let's go ahead and get talking about the water signs. Water signs. What's the lead in here for water signs? No. I just need a theme, Spirit. I just need a theme. All right. I'm gonna go back to, I love my archetype cards. I love them. Let's see. Yeah. My archetype cards I just connect with them so much. Might be because admittedly, I'm undiagnosed ADHD, but, there's this way of understanding by connecting with mythology. So let's see what's going on here with water signs. Spirit, can you give us a theme that water signs might be looking into? Can you give us a theme for the water signs for the month of July 2022. The crone, look at that. Interesting. Oops. I know, these are like hard to shuffle. Let's see. Got one more card out here. The desert. All right. It is the heat of summer. These are water signs. Water signs, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you feeling deserted? Are you feeling like you going through this transformation? And the dead end. Wow, water signs, you might be going through it. Interesting. So let's take a look. Water signs. I'm getting the sense that there is some sort of, I mean, it's just like this Queen of Hearts card here and being in the waters. This is an initiation into a new part of your life, and it might be so, gosh, it might be so, this transformation that you might be going through feels like it's something that is happening in a very it feels lonely. Like it feels like it's not lonely, it's a solo thing, right? This is where you are meant to find and really hone in on your self-survival skills. That's what I'm really sensing here. The crone energy is a very wise, this is a very wise, of course it's, it's the crone, so this is a feminine energy, and of course I'm talking energies here, but this is a very wise view of things. It's almost as if you are the crone being put into the desert, and this desert situation is where you find your true power, your true central, your true self oasis. You could even be, I don't like to narrow it down too much into like the day-to-day sense, but if you're looking for clues of it, maybe you are creating a space for yourself in a space that has previously been neglected. I've been lately, just for example, I've been neglecting my outdoor patio, and all of a sudden, like a few weeks ago, I realized, oh, I have a patio, and I can just be out there by myself, and be outside, but without being, without being around too many people. And it's a small space, but it is the space that I needed. So there's that. When we look at the dead end card here, this is truly transformative. The dead end card talks about, in the movies where, you see a character who has, who's maybe running away from a certain danger, and they run down an alley, and at the end of the alley, there's no way out. There's like literally no way out of the situation. And it's at that point, at the dead end, where you just have so much faith and so much, so much belief and trust in the universe that something is going to show up because you've come to this dead end. A new path is going to open. So maybe the character in the movie, in that, whatever that movie example, comes to this dead end and is just like, oh my gosh, I could have sworn this was like a way out. There's got to be something. And from the looks of it, there's nothing. And maybe, bam, here opens a door for a restaurant to a back door, or bam, there's a window, or bam, there's a ladder to climb up to a balcony. So it may not be clear. It may not be something that shows up right away, but you show up, and not in a dead end alley, but like you show up even as you don't know what's coming next. And this is for my water signs. And when I say water signs, I'm Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's no it might look like a dead end, but with your faith and your self-reliance and your wisdom, it is not a dead end. Please believe. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do individual tarot, 3 cards each sign. And we'll start with Cancer. So water signs, you all are really, you all are really attached to the current of emotions that guides you through life. So any role that you are in that is connected to emotions, you're on it. So Cancers would be, Cancer energy would be like very motherly. Scorpio energy would be very, it's shadowy a little bit, and kind of like it's emotional energy, but it's more intuitive. It's really like, when I say undercurrent, I mean undercurrent. Scorpio is connected to the underworld, and then we also have Pisces, and Pisces is connected to the ether, the outer worlds, the emotional current that connects us to the distance, the universal energies. Yeah. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull 3 cards for Cancer. Let's see, Cancers. Page of Swords. You all might be getting a message. You all might be getting an email, some sort of communication coming in, Cancers. Something about the past. You all might be facing some past energies, maybe past relationships, or... Look at that, the King of Pentacles came out. You all might be getting in touch with someone from a previous, could be a previous job or a previous business idea that you're going to get back off the ground again. Yeah, there's no dead end here. There's something, I think, for Cancer, my Cancers, something is coming back for you, for like something, an idea is coming back around for you, and now it's like, oh, I've always had this idea floating around, and this is the idea that's going to get me moving in this general, and when I say this general, whatever direction it is, but it seems like to me some sort of communication about a past relationship, but I think it's a past relationship that had to do with the business. You all might be getting back into business. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is something that you were really, really passionate about. This was something that was like really in your nature, really that was like a passion project. Something that you were just, you were ready to do it. You're absolutely ready to do it. You're open to doing like something new because it is connected to your nature, because you're ready to act on this too. Look at that, the Queen of Wands, ready to take action on this idea. Nice. Okay, so that is Cancer. Let's go ahead and read for Scorpio. All right. Scorpio. What are my Scorpios dealing with here? It's something, really, it's definitely something where you all are standing in this kind of like solo energy, but it really is you standing in your wisdom and knowing, beyond knowing, that you are the source of all your manifesting energy, manifesting power here. All right, let's take a look. Scorpio. Spirit, what do you have for Scorpio? What do you have for Scorpios? Okay, we've got the Ten of Cups in reverse, Scorpio. You all might be in your element though, because the Ten of Cups in reverse. And when I say in your element, Scorpios, you all like to go deep, right? And I see the Ten of Cups in reverse not as like an upset. It might be an upset of like of a relationship that might be causing you to do the deep dive. But Scorpios, you are so used to the deep dive that this is not new energy for you. This is almost like it's reminding you of your wisdom. And Scorpios, I think you already know this. This is reminding you of your wisdom. This is reminding you of your ability to take care of yourself. And I see the Hierophant in reverse has come out here too. So while it could be here that you're being reminded of your own wisdom, right? You're being reminded of your own depth, and you're reminding of your own ability to navigate shadowy situations. This could be about a disappointment here. Someone, either you held something up as like, you're either seeing the shadowy side of some sort of spiritual relationship, or you're seeing the shadowy side of you're seeing the shadowy side of maybe like a marriage or a connection or something. Maybe you've seen, like, maybe you were following some sort of religious leader or spiritual leader, and you're now understanding, there are some shadowy sides to this. There are some sides to this that I'm not quite digging, basically. Then we have the Knight of Cups. This is interesting. This is, I feel like, Scorpios, this is you walking away from this is like walking away from a crappy relationship situation, disconnecting, maybe even, or even going through on some level too. I see this is understanding about your past and understanding how things did not work out for you in the past, or even understanding what you needed out of a relationship, and now being able to move forward, or understanding, or being ready to move forward to offer some sort of connection, right, with this Knight of Cups. Because Scorpios, you all, this is water, and there are cups here and cups here, but I see an element here of progression, right? Progression into what you truly need, and it's actually, Scorpios, you being on this dead end, I'm almost seeing, you're in that dead end, and someone comes along and says, I have this cup of love for you if you're willing to work with me. Yeah, that's what I see. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, let's see. You all have the Empress. I really do feel this is a progression for you all, Scorpios. This is a progression that is moving you into, you might want to maybe come up out of the dirt a little bit, Scorpio. Come up out of the darkness just a little bit. Just be prepared to receive this energy of the Knight of Cups, whether or not it shows up as a person or just something that is like in your spiritual energy. Be prepared to receive. Be prepared to be fertile ground. And when I say fertile ground, till the soil, right? Turn it over a bit. Let it get exposed. Water it. Prepare for it to be watered by this Knight of Cups. Prepare for there to be some sort of lesson learned. This may not be something that comes through that is permanent, but it's something that gets you out of that scorpionic funk that you can sometimes get into. So, all right, Scorpios, that's for you. And now let's take a look at Pisces. Oops. All right, Pisces. And then I'll pull a guidance card for all of you. Right. Oops. Come on. Okay. All right, Pisces. You all are in the ether. Ooh, Pisces. I don't know. I always like Think of your like Pisces friend, that one Pisces friend, or at least those two Pisces friends, because I love Pisces. I really do. I've dated a Pisces. I had a Pisces friend, and my goodness, I love Pisces so much. Okay, let's see. All right, let's get this going. Pisces spirit, do you have a message for Pisces? Do you have a message for Pisces? Do you have a message for Pisces? Message for Pisces, please. Message for Pisces. Okay, message for Pisces. Message for Pisces. Message for Pisces. Oops. Oh, look at that. Whoa. Okay. Interesting. We got two cards out there. We got the King of Swords. All right, Pisces. Tower in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay. Ooh, Page of Swords out again, but in reverse. We got all reversals here. Okay, Pisces. So what we're looking at is there's something connected to realizing something about the past and how what you thought was maybe like a big thing was actually not that big, and maybe it was something that was good for you. Maybe it was something that brought you out of a funk and brought you into the present. That's what I'm seeing. There's the wisdom here of seeing how, okay, for Pisces, there's wisdom here of seeing how something that may have happened that at the time seemed like, it was a very small thing and it might have been slightly devastating, but it pulled you out of this grief that you might have been in so that you could recognize what is truly compatible for you. What is it that you need? Maybe even offering a cup of love to yourself. Maybe offering yourself some sort of compassion. This is self-compassion. I'm also understanding here the wisdom of self-compassion. Now the King of Swords here in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing here, sometimes when we stand alone, we have to understand there are people that are not going to be able to vibe with that. There might even be a sense of, honestly, okay, so the King of Swords in reverse, I kind of see this as not letting the words of, because it goes right along with this idea of something happening that causes you to understand that you need to have more compassion for yourself. And it just continues in this King of Swords card. You're now understanding, okay, if I need to have more compassion for myself, where am I putting myself in situations where I'm not receiving that compassion from others? When I know that I have to stand alone, where am I going to get that compassion from if I'm not in an environment to receive it, right? Where am I going to get that from? And so in the dead end here, where we need to have faith, right, for my water signs, there is this understanding of what messages have I been taking in that are not mine, or that do not contain, it's not even just what messages, what environment am I in, but now it's looking at down to the very emails that you might get, or letters, or what words were you saying to yourself? Well, it's almost like a detox going on here for you Pisces. Let's see, let's look at the bottom of the deck here. Temperance in reverse. So Temperance in reverse to me says there has been a little bit too much reliance on either more of the rational and less of the intuitive, or more of the intuitive and less of the rational. And there's no balance here. So there really needs to be an understanding for you Pisces of where you are and who is surrounding you, including yourself. Are you standing in a structure or in an idea or understanding of yourself that is going to nurture you when you are by yourself, when you are doing something on your own? Are you your own oasis in the desert? That's the question. Okay, so I'm gonna pull an oracle card for all 3 signs. Water signs. I'm gonna do Spiral Oracle by Lily Acuna. I love these cards, and I think my water signs will love them too. So let's see. Water signs, you are so intuitive and so emotional and so in touch with those things, right? So I think you might like these. Yeah. All right, Spirit, can I get some advice for my water signs? Okay, now these are going to be, I think, a little bit harder, but there we go. Look at that. Okay. Got 2 cards. No, is that 2 cards? 3 cards, it looks like. Yep, 3 cards. Perfect. We've got Ancestral Warmth, Everything is Connected, and Stories of My Mother. So I'm going to go ahead and read those. Ancestral Warmth. And it's, look at that, right with the crone card, because that crone energy is also ancestral. I've been picking up a lot of that too, is that we're looking more at our ancestral strengths rather than our ancestral weaknesses. Okay. Ancestral Warmth. The sun rises every morning, shining its perfection. It is in the center of the sky, just as the heart is in the center of my being. In the sun, I recognize the power and direction of life. So now is the time to ask myself, what direction am I taking? Are my thoughts, words, and actions in accordance with the direction of the sun? Am I able to observe myself honestly in my own solitude? Look at that. In my own solitude and in my own community. The direct lights of the sun gives me the chance to see clearly what my limits are, what makes me shine in a genuine way, and what ignites my soul. I see this direct call as an opportunity to illuminate my personal and collective space. Blood runs through my veins, just as it does the veins of any human who crosses my path. There is a voice, rising from within and amongst the crowd, illuminating everything in its path. This is my voice, just as a silent voice of the voiceless speaks through me. So, looking back at our origins and our present, I recognize the wisdom and the pain of people. I recognize the neglected ethnic groups, the original cultures, those who live in the margins and those unseen. I illuminate the corners of my personal and our collective history with all the light that emanates from my heart. The time is now. It is time to embrace this knowledge and to row our boats as equals, as sisters and brothers in the direction of life. Reflect. What do I need to address and nurture to fill my spaces with light and meaning? I focus on the natural, terrestrial, and astronomical and human paradise that surrounds me. Today, I receive the luminous nourishment of the sun, opening up to new horizons. With humility, I rebuild the bonds, repair the damage, without making the same mistakes. The sun will rise for us all. Okay, now I'm going to read Everything is Connected. Okay. I am all the characters in this image. I am the Trinity, human, spirit, and universal intelligence. That's kind of what I see as the water signs. Human is the Cancer sign, spirit is the Scorpio sign, and universal is Pisces. Anyway, okay, continuing. I am my roots and the depth of culture present in my identity. I am stories and unfathomable mysteries. There are infinite movements in the world. I observe them, and I observe the connection between all things. I also observe that I am all things. How I feel in here is how it feels out there. Because one does not live alone, and what happens to me is happening to the world. Respect. Respect is one of the most important values in establishing harmonious relationships with me and the world around me. I am in connection with myself, with you, and with life. That connection reminds me that every small change in me has the potential to create an effect all around me, like the drop of water generating ripples when it falls into a pond. With a loving disposition toward my own being and towards all creatures who live and grow, I nurture peace in my heart. This is how I also nourish peace in the heart of the world. My earthly heart is a sacred responsibility. Nice. And lastly, stories of my mother. This illustration tells me to pay attention to the information embedded in my DNA, which is a map that guides me to the mold of my heritage. In order to know that mold and how it shaped me, I have to make a journey that begins in the womb of my biological mother. My body was gestated in her body, and during the pregnancy, we were one being. Every day, her blood carried chemical information generated from her emotions, thoughts, and experiences. Everything she went through, my body felt as well. When I entered the world, my upbringing was immersed in a certain cultural identity, a nation, a social environment, and family system that instilled in me many norms and patterns about how to think, act, and react to every situation of daily life. We are who we are because of millennia of cultural molds passed down from generation to generation. This journey now brings me to the present and leads me to observe my spontaneous reactions, even those I sometimes do not understand. I realize that conditioning is a series of movements and memories that are always of the past. I call these memories knowledge, and I have millions of them accumulated, of pleasure, suffering, fear, joy, and much more. To this day, I have become the result of these memories. They have conditioned my life. However, they do not condition my observer. The deepest part of me observes without judgment or conditioning. Uninfluenced by molds or cultures, it quietly watches me, my memories, my reactions. It simply observes. What am I here for? Observe. The benefits of contemplation are immeasurable. The dual mind is in constant conflict. I stay, I go, I want, I don't want. When I observe it, there is simply no more inner struggle. Today I observe myself with love and full acceptance of who I am, without needing to change reality nor accumulate more information. I observe my thoughts and my emotions without judgment. I accept and embrace myself with everything that comes with it. My gaze expands, and thus sees the wisdom to live a full life. All right. Okay, water signs, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again next month. Okay, friends, welcome back. I am here with your monthly July tarot readings. We're just doing, capturing a little bit of the energy that per element. I think I'm going to move into the fire signs. So I want to do a little bit of a pre-shuffle here. One of the pre-shuffles I did earlier talked a lot about illusions and illusions and standing on our own in our own power and in our own strength, and understanding what that means for us. Like, what does it mean for us to stand alone and ground ourselves in alignment with the self? I did another little pre-shuffle here, and we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of clubs. Here I see something, there's a fox in this photo. And if you have watched, first of all, welcome to my new space on YouTube. And if you're coming back over from my previous channel, I'm going to try and I'll link it so they can go look at the videos there. But I do a lot of also dream readings, and I've recently connected a lot with the fox. Now, the thing that I recognize about the fox, previously I would see a fox and I'd be like, oh no, who's coming along on my path to try and trip me up, or yeah. But so the energy of the fox that I've also learned is that there are two sides to the fox. It's either there to trip you up, or it's there to teach you a lesson, and it's all up to you how that plays out. So fire signs, I'm seeing that there might be some, I don't know, you might be seeing some new sides of yourself that you may have previously denied. There is something also about the energy of the fox that is, you know, if you're not accepting the full, okay, let's put it this way. If you're not accepting that the fox is both teacher and trickster, you know, you're liable to end up not knowing the signs, right? So this is not just about, you know, oh my goodness, who's coming for me? It's also a question of, oh my goodness, who am I showing up as? Am I showing up as the teacher, or am I showing up as the trickster? Where am I responsible or irresponsible when I'm dealing with the spirit of the fox? Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side, and let's keep that in mind. So we're doing fire signs. I'm going to get a theme here, a theme of what's going on with fire signs. What's the baseline story here for my fire signs? Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. One is the human, one is the spirit, and one is the, I like to say, like, the universal energy. So Aries is definitely boots to the ground action. Leo is definitely look at me. And Sagittarius is, hey, look what's up there. You know, that's the energy of the fire signs. Okay, so let's see what I didn't do, but I did it previously. I'll start over again. Let's go ahead and clear the space from the water signs. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to make that pivot. All right, let's see. What about my fire signs, Spirit? What are the themes for the fire signs? Gnosis, knowledge. Nice. Okay. We've got the box. Wow, look at that. It's like fitting a peg into a round hole, which it can do. All right, interesting. Ooh. And we've got the heart. And this is so interesting that the heart showed up, because Leo, I believe the sign of Leo is associated with the heart chakra. So there's something here about the heart. Okay, I'm not going to use the bottom of the deck. All right. The story of the fire signs. This is so interesting, because when I think of fire signs, I think of action and movement and forward. But I feel like fire signs, you all are going through some sort of this is interesting. I feel like you all might be tapping into the Sagittarius side of things, which might be uncomfortable for the Aries and the Leos. There's a heavy amount here of Sagittarius. Okay, so Gnosis. Gnosis is spiritual knowledge. Let's see, I want to look up the book, because I want to make sure that I give you all a good idea of what Gnosis is. If you're new here and you haven't heard the word before. Okay, Gnosis is innermost knowing and mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. This is quite interesting. I sense that even the Aries, even y'all Aries are going through this of everything that you are going through right now is like whatever action you're taking, every step that you're taking, it's almost like you are in touch with the entire knowledge of the universe. It's like you're picking up on everything, and you're instantly connecting with the lessons to the point where you're like, do I even have the spiritual strength to move, to take another step forward? Because I know that I'll feel, the ground beneath my feet will have something to tell me. And it's basically you're experiencing gnosis in everything that you do, fire signs, everything. It's like a nonstop amount of knowledge. Now, the thing is that you all are always wanting to act. This is all about instinct, based on, and of course, I think this is really the Sagittariusness of everything coming into this, coming into the rest of the fire signs. There is this energy of you're feeling everything and you're moving through your day and you're doing all the things, but you're also like, but I have no goal. I don't know where I'm going. There's no parameters for this. What do I do? I don't know how to define the mission. I don't know how to define the objective. Like what are our parameters? It's like, it's interesting. Like you all are like, I'm going, but what am I going toward? And there's this unknown because there's the parameters to you are unknown. Even though there's this box here, it's like Spirit is asking you to step into the unknown, and the unknown is in a box. And that is sometimes terrifying to fire energies because they're like, well, how do I get out? And what they're directing you into is the true heart, the true central self, the true spiritual center. And this is not something that the thing with the box is, this is not something that you're going to find externally. This gnosis, this every step that you're taking, every movement, every step you take, every move you make, it's like everything that you're doing, you're picking up an understanding of how you are all the mystical truths in the world, but also how you are part of that truth. And so the box this is Spirit really asking you to step inside of yourself, step inside the pure center of you, without an understanding of what the perimeters are, the labels, whatever, and really experience the true central heart, the true central part of yourself that needs no external validation, Leos, that needs no, that also needs no audience, because that's also what I got in the pre-shuffle. Like I'm looking at the Fox card here, and the thing that the Fox card needs is, there's this grand question of, are you going to be a teacher or are you going to be a predator? And that's when you have to understand when to step back from crowds of people and really do this deep dive into this box to get to the central heart. And the central heart is saying you have a spiritual, mystical understanding, and with that mystical understanding of self comes a responsibility to the self, but not selfishness, right? There's a responsibility to the self where you have to regard that mystical truth, which means you do not harm others, right? Unless the teaching calls for harm, right? And you know the difference. You know the difference. You know the difference between predator and teacher. You know the difference between those moments. You know the difference. I'm not going to go through the difference here, but that is what I'm seeing overall for the fire signs. I know I've gone pretty deep into that one. Okay, I'm trying to make these videos short, so let's go ahead and get some cards out for my fire signs. Actually, I think I'm going to do the honest, I think this is the Honest Truth 3.1 tarot. Yeah, let's see. All right, Spirit. Let's do Aries first. And what I'm going to do is just draw 3 cards, look at the bottom of the deck, and let's see what each sign has, and then at the end I'll pull guidance for all 3 signs. Combined guidance. Okay. All right. Spirit, what do you have for Aries? Ooh, okay. Wow, Aries. Yeah, you all are feeling brand new right now. You all, it's like every nerve is just on fire right now. Aries, Justice in reverse. Interesting. Justice in reverse. You might be feeling knocked off your feet here. You might even be feeling like Aries. You might even be feeling like there's some sense of having to be in this box is unfair. You might even feel like this is a punishment to feel this way, where you have all this energy and all this want and all this need to do things, and then it's almost as if the energy is being used against you, right? Okay, 6 of Swords. Yeah, I think you all think that this is... Okay, here's the thing, Aries. You all think that this is a punishment. It's not. It's actually pushing you into this kind of a maturity even. It's a sense of maturity that is guiding you to a level of connection with others that I don't think that you're quite all that used to. Yeah, and this 6 of Swords too, you know, every time I think of swords, you know, swords are air energy, and you know, we got 2 major arcana out here. We've got 2 major arcana that both are connected to, well, we've got Uranus here, and then we've got Venus here. There's something here, Aries, where you all are being... it's almost like you all are being refactored. It's as if your energy is tapping into a new source and you're moving forward with that energy. This energy of the Fool, this Uranus energy based in this gnosis, this is a knowing of the self, so much so that you are able to go forward confidently into something new. But even still, you're just like, oh, it doesn't seem fair that I have to start over, because maybe you were like just at some sort of winning point, or, you know, something like that. And then all of a sudden, here it is where you're understanding, right? This movement, right? This forward movement, the 6 of Swords. This is all about the air, you know, providing more air to your fire to help you move forward, right? Because you need air, right? Fire signs. You need air, Aries. You need to connect with air. You need to connect with this messaging to understand how it drives you. This is reconnecting to you, not even reconnecting to something old from the past. This is moving into a new connection. I can't quite say what it is, but it is... Look at that. There's some sort of undoing of fear. A truth is coming forward for you. This is this is no longer a hazy idea or a sense of self or sense of direction. This is really you, Aries, moving forward. I think this is great, Aries. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Uranus. That's awesome. The Fool card, new start. Okay, let's go ahead and look at Leo. Let's go ahead and take a look at Leo. Okay. Alright, let's get another shuffle here. And I'm going to ask Spirit. Oh, look at that. 7 of Wands was the first one out. Gnosis. Interesting. Look at that. 7 of Wands. Yes, that's fire. I think that's also, yeah. Wait, no. Yeah, that is Leo coming out right there. Leo, you all are... This is interesting. Leo, you all are uncovering a sense of self that is... It might even be challenging who you know yourself to be. You might be getting... I'm looking at this 7 of Wands and all these things falling, and then I'm looking at the Gnosis card where it's kind of flipped. There is an idea of who you are that is now falling down around you. An idea of yourself that you've never known before is coming forward. It's a mystical truth, which means that it's tied to your understanding of how you are connected with everyone around you. This might even be like a complete reconstruction of who you are at the soul level. Normally, I would see 7 of Wands as you being at an advantage, Leos. But there's something here where, you know, I'm looking at these green army guys, right? And I'm seeing that there's been some sort of a war here. There's been some sort of war here in your discovery of your own mystical truth, your own mystical sense of self, maybe even some denial that you had to get through. Wow. Okay, what else do we have for Leo? What else do we have for Leo? Okay, 2 of Swords in reverse. The box. You all have made a decision quite easily too. Coming at it. Wow. This is coming out of avoidance and coming out of indecision. This is making a clear decision in order to bring balance. Unlike, I think that was unlike the Aries where they felt like it was unfair. This is like, you know what? I have to make this decision. I have to go to this central point of the self. And look at that. We've got 2 cards out. We've got the 10 of Swords in reverse and the Devil card in reverse at the heart. 10 of Swords here is 10 of Swords in reverse is, ooh, gosh. I think this is, Leos, I feel like this is you coming out of some sort of an addiction, coming out of some sort of hard time or hard, you know, and this is a decision that you made because this is the Devil card in reverse here, but this is a decision that you made. You know, addictions aren't something that are, you know, they're not things that are forced upon us. These are things that we choose to partake in, choose to connect ourselves with, right? This is even, I have this idea of, I don't know why I see Adam leaving the Garden of Eden. That's so weird. And then we also have the 10 of Swords in reverse means there is something that, I think it just kind of enforces this idea of addiction. There's something coming up from something is not over. And there's almost this like understanding of coming out of an addiction, but something hard is still not over. And it's in the heart space, Leo. It's in the heart space. What's at the bottom of the deck for you? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is, whatever this is, Leos, I think there is maybe even an upsetting of what you know to be success. Your idea of success is changing. Your idea of what it means to be successful is changing. But this Ten of Swords in reverse and this Devil in reverse, on one hand, it's getting out of an addiction, but it's like jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire, because there's still, Leos, the sense of something from the past not being over, or maybe even you're in the heart space to figure that out. You're in a safe space in the heart to be able to figure that out for yourselves. You understand what an addiction is, and you're probably even, I get the sense that you're going into the root of the problem that caused you to go into this addictive behavior. Maybe you're even seeing here, we've got the Fox card here. Maybe you, Leos, are the ones that are seeing how you were predator versus teacher, right? Okay, now let's move into Sagittarius, and then we'll get into our guidance. Right. Okay, Sagittarius. What do y'all... I feel like you all are just right at home right here. What could you all be thinking about? I mean, because Sagittarians, I just think of you all as being, way out in the outer sections of the universe most of the time, just trying to figure out what it means to be in this galaxy half of the time, right? Let's see. Like, how can I get to the furthest reaches of the galaxy? And how can I just be there forever? How can I soak up all the knowledge of the universe? That's what I think of when I think of Sagittarius. So Spirit, what message do we have for Sagittarius? Whoa. Oh gosh. I did not mean to have this card in here. I'm going to take it out. I forgot it was in here. There's a twin flame card. I'm going to keep it to the side for now. But we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. If I kept the twin flame card with it, there's something, Sagittarius, that is ending. You're not taking this new beginning. You're not taking this travel. You're choosing yourself, I think. Even if this twin flame card is here, I feel like Sagittarians, you all are choosing yourself. You're not choosing to... You're not choosing to take a new beginning because you're choosing yourself. Now, a lot of times people think of twin flame as, it's something external. To me, I sense that Sagittarians, you all are choosing your higher self and your spiritual self. You're choosing yourselves. Let's look at the box here. What's coming up for the box? Wow, 2 more cards. Sagittarius. Okay, we've got the King of Cups. Yep. Yeah, you all are very balanced in this decision, and you all are like, oh yeah, I'm going right to that source. The Eight of Pentacles is all about you all are not only going right to the source, you all have a positive pattern already of having done that. You all are in this masterful energy of understanding your connection to yourself and to source. Wow. What do we have for the heart space? What do we have for this heart card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? Thank you. 9 of Swords. Wow. Ooh, okay, Sagittarius. Okay. This is 9 of Swords, Gemini energy. This is you all being plagued. Being plagued. I see plague because I see all these like pieces breaking apart, but this is being plagued by a heart decision. It's the 9 of Swords. There is some anxiety But it's so weird. You all are so quick to go right into this heart center only to find in your heart that you have anxiety about a decision. Interesting. What's on the bottom of the deck here? Chariot in reverse. Yeah, there's no victory here. There's no victory in this heart decision. Sagittarians, I think that there is some sort of, you know what, I'm going to take this twin flame card out, because what I'm seeing is that Sagittarians might actually have been on the receiving side of a predatory fox and might not be accepting of the idea that anyone could be in this fox energy, right? Because I see the Chariot in reverse. This is not success here. This is not, it's not, what's happening is there is the end of a, look, because the Ace of Wands, that is the power of all fire signs, and it's in the reverse. So there is no moving into a sense of truth here. Once I've taken the twin flame card out, there's a decision not to move forward in something and thinking. It's almost like you all are stuck. Yeah, you all are stuck. Oof, I'm so sorry you're going through this, Sagittarius. If you understand that twin flame is about choosing yourself, it's not an external energy. It's not, you know, it's a soul, it's really a soul connection to yourself. And right now it seems as if you're in a stuck space. Even though this box looks like it should be very easy and very compassionate and very intuitive and very mature, it's still something that I think in the heart of hearts for you, you know, is not, it's not your fate. This is not your path. This is not for you. Okay. Ooh, weird. Sorry, Sagittarius. I really forgot that twin flame card was in there, but I think the most important thing is to choose your connection with yourself. Choose your connection with yourself. Okay, let's take a look here. Guidance for fire, fire. Let's see. I'm going to do something a little different for my fire signs. I've got my occult tarot, and I think this might be the move, but let's see what Spirit has to say. Because I've got the Fox card out here, and I think, you know, what the heck? Let's see. All right. Spirit, do we have a message for the fire signs? Do we have a message for the fire signs? Message for the fire signs. Ooh, got a lot out there. Can we get just a few? Not like 5. Maybe 3. Yep, we got one right there. Yeah. Okay, I only got one out. Let's see. Okay, Page of Pentacles, Merax. Teaches astronomy and liberal science, knows the virtues of precious stones and herbs, gives very good familiars. Page of Pentacles is about a message of grounding. I think there's something here to consider, fire signs. As you all are connecting with this mystical sense of self, there is a need to really ground the energy, really ground in the self as you are going along and moving and being in this heart space at the same time, you know, you are living your life, there is definitely a need to ground and to find yourself, you know, maybe even take some time to study the fox as a spirit animal. Study predators. Study teachers. Maybe even write down, you know, some of your favorite teachers when you were a kid. What was your favorite thing about those teachers? What was your favorite thing about, you know, even if you were to pick a predator, your favorite predator, who, you know, why is that your favorite predator? And why do you connect with that? We also have Malthus, the 10 of Swords. Yeah. Builds houses and high towers, destroys an enemy's thoughts and desires, and all they have built gives good familiars. Again, more familiars. And then the Page of Wands here gives answers concerning past, present, and future, and can make one invisible. Yeah, I think this is time for you to go inwards. I think not just inwards. I think this is time for you to go on an adventure of the self. This is time for you to really go into really, you know, I don't want to get too. This is a time to really ask yourself and be introspective about, you know, not so much taking on blame, but really looking at situations that have caused you, you know, time and time again, you know, things that you won't let go. Why won't you let go of them? Why won't you let go of bad habits and bad patterns? You know, if you're looking at the trail of your life, right, and you're seeing signs of the same repeated pattern over and over again, where you feel like you're the one that's getting hurt, look at the pattern. How can you own the pattern, your part in the pattern, right? Maybe it's time to really not just understand where you are now, understand where you've been, right? And understand what you now need to completely let go to now go on a journey, go on an adventure of the self, really discovering the self. And then, of course, at the bottom of the deck, Lucifer, death, provides liberation and illumination, incites jealousy and envy. It really is time to look at what needs to be transformed, because if you hold on to something for too long, it becomes this thing that can incite jealousy and envy. It can become a dangerous place to be if you're not really understanding who you are. Okay. All right. Those are my fire signs. Let's see here. Oop. All right. That's it, fire signs. Thank you so much. See you next month. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me in my new space. I am going to be doing a monthly reading for you know what? I'm not quite sure which sign to do next. I'm going to go ahead and do a pre-shuffle with my baby gold, black and gold Lenormand deck. I'm still connecting with this deck, so just really interested in seeing how I connect with it. Okay. All right, Spirit, can give me an idea of who should be next. Who should be next? Should I do earth or air? Earth or air? All right, we've got the King of Diamonds. I see a nice chubby cheek baby here with what looks to be maybe his grandmother. There is fish on here. I'm going to go with doing earth signs, because this feels like a very fertile energy. So earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We've got the King of Diamonds here. I think, was it diamonds are, I can't remember. Let's see, diamonds. Hold on, let's see. I'm trying to think, because diamonds are connected with, gosh, I can't remember which ones they're connected with. Anyway, we're going to go with pentacles, because that's kind of what I'm feeling. Looking at the fish and the baby, I'm kind of feeling earthy vibes here. Although it could also be air. I can't remember. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy from the previous readings here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get a general idea of what we're talking about with earth signs today. I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown archetype. And what I'll do is I'll pick out get some cards here, get some cards from Spirit about our, the general reading for the earth signs. I am a Taurus sun, so, for transparency. So I have a little bit of an idea of Taurus, but I'm also learning a lot of new things about Taurus, because there are some things about Taurus, at least, that are new things to me. It's very interesting. Yeah, there's a difference between a Taurus sun and a Taurus moon, for sure. All right, so let's see. Spirit, can you give us an idea of what... Oh, really? Right off the bat? 3? Okay. Let's see then. We've got the storm, the ocean, and the castle. Wow, that was right off the bat. Interesting. The sword at the bottom. Jeez. Really am feeling like this might be air signs. Hold on, let's see. Just doing a quick check here. Okay. Yeah, no, this is definitely earth. Okay. Cool beans. All right. Let's see. Okay. Earth signs. Oh my earth signs. You might be going through a lot of change right now. Fair warning, and for transparency, I had a lot of dreams last night about one, I was traveling, and every time I traveled, I had to stop in like some sort of a tunnel, because there was like a rainstorm coming, and one time I was in a car, another time I was on a bike, and like every single time from a distance I could see like this lightning bolt is coming down. Now also I did witness a lightning strike. I think it was Saturday night. There was a really bad storm, and I happened to just be filming the clouds, just kind of looking like, wow, that looks like a crazy storm out there, and then bam, lightning. So, there could be this energy of a storm coming through for you all, earth signs. This storm could bring about a lot of very quick changes that we might not. I'm just talking as an earth sign, might not be very used to that. Wow. Okay, the storm and then the ocean. Now, okay, the storm and the ocean. Now, the worst things. That's like the worst thing I can think of, is being in a storm on the ocean. But what this storm is doing, it's using the season of Cancer, right, which is a water sign, it's almost like we are a floating island, right, because this is earth signs, but the storm is being used to create a new space for us, or move us to a new location, if not in physical terms or geographical terms, maybe even spiritual terms, or like levels of maturity, or it's almost like we're being put on a new path. And that's that we're on the ocean, which is the only way to move Earth is to have water move it, right? And then we look at the castle. It's interesting. I don't think I've ever had the castle card come up in this deck for me before, but it feels as if there is some sort of movement into royal spaces. This is quite interesting. And when I say royal spaces, I mean, I really do feel an ascension here. I really do feel like, you know, there's movement to a stronger foundation. Again, if not moving to an actual another country that might have some sort of royalty, or it's an upgrade here. Fire signs. It's an upgrade. Earth signs. This is an upgrade. Interesting. I want to read a little bit from each card, just to, because these are new cards to me, so I'm kind of like, I'm intrigued. The storm, the chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Again, look at that. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. Yeah, Earth signs, going through a lot of change. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. It's a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. This is meaningful obliteration and annihilation. Let's see. The storm's intention is to rebalance your equilibrium. It is a result of precarious conditions, not the cause of them. The storm lays bare the truth that there are forces larger than you. This understanding is a relief, but also a predicament of power that requires your surrender. This is an up-leveling. Let me look at the ocean. The ocean. The ocean. Okay. The unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious. Yes, this is a movement of your unconscious, earth signs. This is a movement of your, at the very, again, this is part of the current that moves you and connects you with everything. Part of you is being moved. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. Yet its overwhelming power, it calls to us, amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change. Again, there's more change here. Stirring that is beyond any change you've ever known before. The ego must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth a new being. Life is change. Let the wave crash. This is change. Again, I'm feeling like this is an up-leveling, but let's look at the castle. Let's look at the castle. The palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasies, ornate wonders, hello, earth signs, and lavish adornments, yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home or possession or position that project the image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long. This is, again, I'm just seeing that this is an up-leveling so that we can see what we are capable of, earth signs. Yeah. Notice how castles are designed to keep things out. They defend, they separate. It is likely there is a connection and community beyond its walls that will revitalize you. Yeah. We are being moved into a space where we belong, right? And even though the archetype says that we shouldn't linger there, I mean, it's one thing to get there. You know, it's one thing to have been there for a long time and just want to stay there. It's a whole other thing to be up-leveled and finally be in the space where we belong. So it's not so much that it's a castle per se. It is very much the idea, sorry, I hit my mic. It's very much this idea of finally arriving at the space where we know we should have been all along. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some tarot. I'm going to do Wild Unknown archetype to go with my earth signs here. We've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And again, like I said before, one is like the human, one is the spirit, and wait, what is it? One is the, hold on, let's see. It's like one is the spirit, one is the one is the human, one is the like, hey, look at me, and or I'm right, I'm this, one is very like, very stuck in the earth, right? And the other one is very much deep in the earth. So we've got the spiritual nature of the earth in Capricorn, knowing all those shadowy depths, but also knowing the core of the center of the earth. Okay. All right, Spirit can give us, let's talk about Taurus. Let's get Taurus out on the board here. All right, we've got Judgment in reverse for Taurus and the Storm. I feel like this is, yeah, Taurus, this might not be like this might be a kind of a hard space for you. You're in darkness and really feeling like you're just being, just like the Storm says, you're being thrown about. Just as you thought you were like on this edge of like getting out of something. Daughter of Wands, Page of Wands. Okay, come on. All right, I'll pull these. These are racking my nerves right now. Okay. All right, so Taurus, you all might have been feeling like you're still stuck. You've been trying to answer the call of life, and or either you've been on this journey of trying to answer the call of life, and you're just like knocking on the door, like, let me in, and there's this storm coming, like, you don't need to be let in. I am clearing this out for you. I don't need to let you in here. You need to go knock on another door, right? That's the messaging that I'm getting from that card. And then the Daughter of Wands at the ocean, at these unfathomable depths, right? This thing that's actually moving us once the storm comes in and everything's flooded and we're being pushed out into the ocean and we're in these deep depths and we're like, where am I, right? The Daughter of Wands, the Page of Wands comes along and says, let go. Flow with the adventure of it all. Let's just go and see where these waters take us. So it's really like, okay, great. You know what? It's kind of, you're getting in that area of like, why am I even stressing about this? Why am I even worrying about this? I am going to allow myself to go on this adventure. I don't know if you all can hear the fireworks in the background here. It's late. So last at the castle, we have the High Priestess. And The Eight of Cups. Look at that. So we've got this, this is an ascension. It is an ascension. This is a movement out of judgment, and we're kind of like back at, we're kind of near that full energy. We've gone past the Fool and past the Magician, and we're back into this like, you know what? No, I do need to be in my High Priestess energy. I do need to be that intuitive, knowing, not in the company of this High Priestess energy. So this could be even going back to school for some sort of spiritual, something spiritually related, but also this Eight of Cups says and recognizes, I see you've been on the journey. I see you have busted up all these cups. I see you have all these broken relationships and broken emotions. You have built things up and broken them down again, and then you've gone into, you know, the dark shadows of the mountains in order to find yourself, in order to build and rebuild and figure out. And here you are. I feel like there's this sort of leadership role here. There's some sort of leadership role coming forward here. So even if not, if this is not something that is just on a spiritual level, this could be you becoming some sort of spiritual teacher, or really stepping into the knowledge of sharing the knowledge even. No, it's kind of like if someone were to come to you and ask, hey, share your knowledge with me, you're like, okay, great, I'll share it with you. But you're not like going out there and saying, oh, I am the guru. You know, it's like people will find you the same way that you find the castle. You went on your spiritual journey. And so it's a matter of just continuing that spiritual journey and understanding where you are right now. Okay, that's you, Taurus. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yep. The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is my spiritual, divine, feminine rising card. This is coming up out of the depths here. Even though you started off in the depths, and you surrendered your ego here. You surrendered to the ocean. You surrendered to letting the current take you where it may, and because you allowed that, you got into this High Priestess energy, but you still understand the nature of the darkness in this Eight of Cups, in this spiritual journey that you went on in order to awaken this divine feminine. Okay. And again, I see here this ascension energy, this Anana ascension energy. And I just see, you could even be writing here about your experience. Okay, let's move on to Virgo. All right, Virgo, my virgins. Let's see. Let's see what's going on with you all. I just got a little bit, I just got a little bit of a chill thinking about Virgos. Just like a chill up the back of my left side. Virgos, I hope you are really connecting with your feminine side. Really, I get the sense there is also. I get the sense there's also feminine energy that is very much looking out for you, Virgos. So if you have living female relatives or even feminine energies that you want to pray to or give offering to, I suggest you do that, because I just feel my left side tingling quite a bit. Oh, it's so weird. Just going up right up the back, like the back of my shoulder and like around and then up so weird. Okay. All right, Virgos, let's get you some cards out here. Let's get a reading for you. Okay. Spirit, do you have any messages for Virgo? Any messages for Virgo? Any messages for Virgo? Thank you. Oh. Okay, Virgos, you might be a little bit in denial about this. or might be overthinking these connections here. What else do we have for Virgo? Thank you. Son of Swords and the Mother of Wands in reverse. Interesting. The Knight of Swords is usually someone who's very much ready to go to battle, but with the Mother of Wands in reverse, I feel like there might be some connection here to shame, Virgos. Maybe there's a part of you that you're not willing to own up to about the depths that you have gone into. There's something about you that you're not claiming, or that you're not quite allowing yourself to commit to. You're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to protect this thing. You might even be being defensive about this journey, this journey over the ocean. You're very defensive because you're scared it's going to take you to a place where you have to lose control. Yes, I think that's what it is, Virgo. I think you're scared it's taking you to a place where you're going to lose control. And look at that, Mother of Cups in reverse for the Castle. Wow. Virgos, what's wrong? Why are you rejecting this? Because the Son of Swords only wants to bring... I feel like instead of the Son of Swords being able to, defend this precious thing that you found, this thing that is yours, you're almost scared to own it. And so instead of this loyalty showing up to defend you, you are being defensive. And by being defensive, you're hiding shame about the depths that you're aware of and the depths that you know of. Gosh. Oh man, that's sad, Virgos. Okay. The Castle in reverse, the Mother of Cups in reverse. Gosh. I think you all distrust this feminine energy, Virgos. I think you all distrust it. And that's probably why I'm feeling all this tingling on my left side. You all distrust this energy. This is very interesting. And then, of course, we have the Father of Wands in reverse. You all distrust this energy because you never had a foundation of, oh gosh. It's almost like you never had this foundational support of owning who you are at a very core sense. And so you're just rejecting it. You're not even showing up for it. Oh, Virgos. Oh, that's sad. Well, I guess everything happens for a reason. Okay. Well, let's move on to Capricorn and let's see how Capricorn is going through this energy. Okay. And then I'll do guidance for all the signs. I'll do a guidance reading for all the signs. Let's see. Okay. All right. Got the Star in reverse for Capricorn. And we've got the Ocean. And wow, kind of similar to Taurus, but interesting. Okay, so the Storm, Capricorns. Capricorns, I think the Star in reverse is really just you. I don't want to say giving up hope, but I do sense that there is this. I think there is this, oh gosh, what's the word? There is the understanding of, it's like your wish is not going to come true, and it's going to hit you like a bolt of lightning about how true that is. Capricorn. I think you're very, very, very realistic about things, and I think you can see this in reverse is just, this is the hope card, or the wish come true card, and this is not, something not coming true kind of opens your eyes, Capricorn. And in the depths here, I think you understand that it sends you into this depth of understanding. I think this introduces you to the idea of the divine feminine. I think this lack of getting what you want actually introduces you to a new sort of depth of being. And once you allow this energy, this warrior, divine, feminine, energy to emerge and keep going on that path, you ascend. But I think unlike Taurus, you ascend, but it's almost as if this is your first journey. Like this is it's like, I'm hearing this is, usually I would hear like, this is my first, this ain't my first time at the rodeo, but this is your first time at the rodeo, Capricorn. It looks like this is a new kind of hurt for you that puts you into, it actually puts you into a dark night of the soul. Like I see spiritual journey most times for the Eight of Cups, but this is you you're ascending, but you're the point of entry for the ascension, the cost of playing in this energy, the cost of playing and not getting your wishes fulfilled, the cost of that is allowing the divine feminine warrior to rise. The cost of playing is this dark night of the soul. It's something that you've never been through before, and in that you discover where you need to be versus where you've been trying to be. And this Four of Wands in the reverse, this is, it's not a celebration, that's for sure, but it definitely knocks you off of the foundations that you thought you were building for something successful and something to be celebrated. Okay. All right, that is for my Capricorns. Ooh, I'm so sorry, Capricorns. I'm sorry, Capricorns and Virgos. That seems, oof. Okay, let's get some guidance for you. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like tapping my mic here. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Let's get some guidance for you. I'm trying to figure out which cards I should use. Okay, yes, Mystical Shaman Oracle. Since we're dealing with ascension here and transformation, let's keep with the theme of that spiritual journey. Okay, let's see. Maybe right off the bat there, we've got the Sorcerer in reverse. Maybe one more card. Oh, that just fell out of the bottom. And we've got Taming the Wind. Nice. Upright. Okay. Let me get the book out here and I'll read both of those and we'll move on about the month. All right. 48. Sorcerer in reverse. Oh. Okay, the Sorcerer in reverse, number 48, upright. This is what it looks like, but this is the reverse. Okay, so I'm going to read the essence and the medicine. The essence. This is the source of dark power. The sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche and the self-centered behavior that harms others. It symbolizes the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. The medicine. Have you been feeling out of sorts because you've been faced with your own character flaws and the pain that you inflict on others when you are out of alignment? Radical self-acceptance is called for now. You must reconcile these darker aspects of your nature so you don't behave irresponsibly and cause more harm to yourself and the ones you love. It's time to come out of denial and accept responsibility for your words and deeds. When you meet the energy of the sorcerer with humility, this destructive power transforms into grace, which you can use in service to the highest good. Perhaps it's time to make amends. Do it. It will set you free from the shadows and let you step into the light. Okay, then we've got 55. And because that's upright, I'll read the essence and the invitation. Okay, taming the wind. Here, the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging. Here the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you make to your life. This is the symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into a partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good for all. The invitation. It's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when taming the wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. Yeah. Okay, well, that is your guidance, Earth signs. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next month. Hello. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Thank you for joining me in this new location. I am doing your monthly elemental signs readings for July 2022 for the month. I'll be doing this once a month. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from, you know what, let me go ahead and clear the energy from the previous reading. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right, so let's pull a theme from the Grandma Baby Gold and Black Lenormand deck. I'm still working with this deck, still connecting with it in my own way, but the images in it are very powerful for me, so it is very helpful for me to use them to kind of do a bit of a pre-shuffle. Now, in the overall pre-shuffle that I did before I started all the readings, there has been this underlying theme of dealing with standing alone and really looking around and seeing what's, illusions. You might want to also check out the water sign readings, because there was this sense of, most of the signs being in this kind of in this oasis space in a desert, in this feeling space. But let's see, Spirit, do you have, no, just one card, please, Spirit, just one card if you don't mind, thank you. Look at that, air signs, you have the mirror. To me, the mirror this is really doing some introspection, like how is the energy reflecting back to you? A lot of times, whenever I talked early on in my own spiritual experience, there was this thought of, this existence that we're in is really, if we really got into it and understood that we are standing back as the observer, but even as the observer, if we imagine ourselves standing in front of a mirror and just kind of watching not just what's going on in the mirror, but what's going on beyond the mirror. We can see what's being reflected back to us, or what's going on behind us. You know, what is an illusion and what is actually us? Are we just the observer, you know? So that's everything that I think of when I look in this mirror, is I see, you know, it's not so much that I see a reflection of myself, I see a reflection of the interpretation of what I believe to be real, and what I also know to be illusion. So there's a whole bunch of things that can happen in the mirror. And it's funny enough too that even in this depiction of a mirror, we don't actually see ourselves, but we see we see I see there's a whole range of possibilities available in this card. So air signs, that I feel like that just sums you all up, right? This is all about air. And when we talk about tarot, we connect the energy of the swords with tarot. And of course, swords are about illusions. Swords are about messages. So let's go ahead and let's get an idea of the overall theme for the air signs. Okay. My apologies if my voice is getting low. I did not realize how late it was when I started this. I didn't realize it was taking me this long. It is actually after midnight. So let's go ahead and get started and get some messages for the air signs. Okay. Oops. Okay. Spirit, do you have any messages for the air signs, please? Any messages for the air signs? Anything that comes out I know is right. So I'm not concerned with perfection here. Thank you. Got the healer, the prayer, and maybe we have one more card, Spirit. One more card, please. You seemed like you wanted to come out the thresholds. Okay, air signs, it looks like you all are being brought into your capabilities as healer. And it seems as if the portal through that is joining in this idea. I get this sense that this is not just so much waking up as a healer, but joining in this collective idea of prayer, of the prayer, not just a prayer, but the collective prayer. And so it's almost bringing, not just almost bringing, it's bringing us to, you know, I see the threshold card, but I really do feel like there's a crossroads here. There's a sense of a crossroads here, or at least a sense of a jumping off point at a threshold here. Okay. Yeah. Because air signs, this is pretty straightforward. You're coming into your healing energies. You all are very much the sign of, you know, very much an intellectual sign, great communicators, definitely think very logically. But this is also, I think this is you understanding your nature as a healer in that way, in that regard. Spirituality is, you know, a lot of people find the entry point through the intuition. And I think that's absolutely a great starting point, but spirituality and coming into your healing energy is also recognizing where your strengths lie, because perhaps you've been challenged a lot in those areas and you've come away with understanding your connection to the spiritual world through your gifts as, you know, very intellectual, very rational. You know, these are the air signs. These are you think a lot, right? But even in the thinking, there's this you come into this understanding of a rational entry into the spiritual via the rational pathway. And so there, air signs, of course, you come into collective prayer. This is joining together, not just the intellect, but the communication, right? That you all are so good at. Using that collective healing and understanding, I can put myself in groups of prayer, and however the prayer presents itself, you know, if it's prayer in motion, or prayer in writing, or prayer in saying, or, you know, prayer in gathering. It doesn't really have to be like some, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be in Latin, right? But maybe it is, because you all are air signs, right? But there is this also commitment, I think, that needs to be considered. This is you all jumping. I feel like some of you might be feeling like you're jumping into fire, when really it's like, it's kind of like jumping off the edge of a cliff, but you're air signs. This is your time, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot out here. I'm going to use my Dream Enchantress deck for my air signs. I'm going to start off with Gemini. Gemini, I think I've actually been saying this about all the signs, but I feel as if like Gemini being the first air sign in the astrological year, that's the most human and earthly part of the sign. And then Libra becomes the not the esoteric, but like the philosophy of the sign. And then of course Aquarius is the one that lives in the ether, right? That's the one that lives in, really embodies the philosophy of the air, like the very essence of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a reading for Gemini. Spirit, can you give us some cards for Gemini for July 2022? Thank you. Healer Geminis, you all might be disconnecting from a group, which is interesting, or coming out. You might even be disconnecting not so much from a group, but from a contract, or straying from a process. This healing energy is requiring you to do that. And look at that, even prayer is saying, come out of your hiding hole, Gemini. You've got to come out of that hermit energy. You need to come and join the land of the living. Wow, more reversals. At the threshold is the Magician in reverse and Justice in reverse. Now, the Magician in reverse talks about once you get to this, it's almost like you're like, okay, you're asking me to end certain connections. You're asking me to give up new projects, even in order to unveil this healing energy, or go into this healing energy. And now also, okay, Gemini, you're being asked to release this idea of, it's not so much that you have to do it alone, or you feel like you're doing it alone. This is actually you leaving situations that might have been not even fruitful anyway, because other higher things are calling for you to join it, right? And this is, I don't think Geminis ever think that they do anything alone, but I almost wonder too sometimes if they have a fear of being alone. But Geminis, there is this thing of it's not so much you're being asked to do something alone, and I think that's your fear in having to end these subpar or toxic contracts that were never going to work anyway, and going into healing mode or self-healing mode. You're scared to be alone. You're scared to do this by yourself. And what Spirit is saying, what the energies are saying, is that you are not being called to do this alone. You are just being called to come out of the energy where you were in order to find the group, the right group to be with, the right opportunities to be with, the right opportunities to be in, you know, make your living be a prayer, right? Now this threshold, I think this is another test for Geminis, is to recognize when you are being manipulated or manipulative, and also recognize what real injustice and really having to decide what's real equanimity. Like what, and again, it comes back to, what do you want to see in the mirror? What do you want to see in the mirror here? It's a decision. It's a decision. Are you going to see this, you know, are you going to use, maybe not just are you going to use, you know, are you going to use your powers for evil, right? Or something like that, but are you going to be able to recognize, even in yourself, where you might have miscommunicated, where you might have misused resources, and can you accept the scale of justice not tipping in your favor? Or can you give up your attachment to things going perfectly, right? Can you give up your attachment to that? Now at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Wands. If you can get through this, there will be celebration. There will be a coming together. There will be this this great joy throughout the land, kind of a thing, that you'll be able to share. But there is, I see for Geminis, I see you going through getting yourself out of toxic situations and understanding, you know, this is not you being called on to be alone. It is you being called on to seek the spaces where you come alive, where you actually come alive. Not so much that you're staying tied in limited grounding, right? When I say limited grounding, it's like I'm just imagining, you know, if you have a tent that has 4, maybe even requires like 5 or 6 spikes, right? And then you go on your camping trip, you're in the middle of the mountains, and all of a sudden you get out there and you find out, oh my God, I only bought 3 tent pegs and I needed 6, right? This is Spirit saying, you're not, where you are right now is not going to prepare you for this healing energy. It's not going to prepare you for where you need to be. You need to get out of that because you need more and better. Okay. All right, so that's Gemini. And then once I finish this, I'm going to do an overall guidance for all 3 signs. So let's go ahead and do Libra. Libra, those are the scales. Actually connected to the Justice card. Okay, let's see. Okay, good, still going. I did not realize how late it was. Okay, let's see. One more couple. Okay, Spirit, do you have any cards for... Okay, sure. Libra. Okay, Libra. I see you ready. I see you ready. Libra is like, there was no... This was not a hard choice. I knew I was a healer. Libra's like, I'm ready. We out here. Okay, Libra. So let's see what else we got for Libra. Spirit, what else do you have for Libra? Ooh, look at that. Okay. We've got Chariot in reverse. You all are willing to make the sacrifice of stepping outside of... You all are willing to make the sacrifice to step out on this path. I see that. I see that. Oh, that's too many, Spirit. That's too many. Can I get one card? One more card for Libra. Thank you. Yeah, okay. You all are willing to make this sacrifice. You all are willing to, you're not, it's like you're not even in it for the victory. You're in it because you decided to be in it. So victory or not, you're still going to join in that prayer. It's just a matter of, are people going to allow you? It's not even people going to allow you. It's like, are you going to continue to speak up even knowing that people are like, oh, this is not successful. This is not going to win you any accolades, Libra. Like, why are you even involved in this prayer situation? Because the prayer is necessary, is what Libra is saying. Because I've chosen the prayer. I've chosen to be the healer in my own way. I've chosen to do this, right? It's not even I've chosen. It was I have been blessed and divinely guided, right? With this 7 of Cups in reverse, there was no question that you were ever going to do anything else. Now, this Threshold card, this is the 2 of Wands in reverse. This is deciding, again, this is deciding to stay in place. This is understanding what I've built where I am is what was needed. And it's still this kind of like a wishy-washy, am I going to jump, am I not? But I almost feel like Libra, it's like, there's no question. I know, once I do the prayer, I'll know what I have to do when I get to the threshold. But I know that I'm not going to leave the threshold. I'm going to, once I get there. But it's like Libra is very, again, very rational. Like, I'm not, I'm at the prayer. I know I'm going to get to the threshold, but I have to work it out. I have to work it through. I have to see how it balances out. And then when I get to the threshold, then I'll know what happens. What happens when I cross over? What happens? How am I changed? How do I move forward? But you're very knowledgeable and understanding and saying, I don't know until I know. I don't know until I feel, and I will feel when I get to the threshold. And that is what Libra is saying. Now, at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is... This Knight of Cups kind of throws me off a little bit because I sense that there is some sort of... It's an in and out, it's in and out, in and out, in and out. But it's that same, it's Libra energy, it's the scales, and it's kind of the same thing of what I was just saying of, I'll know when I get there, is what Libra is saying. I'll feel it when I get there. And that's exactly what this Knight of Cups is, because, wow, it looks like here that Libra is on point, and there are some questions in the last part. There's still this idea of, are they really in or are they out? Are they in or are they out? But again, we're talking about Libra, we're talking about the scales, and the scales could do anything. So it's a matter of what's the journey going to look like for Libra, and that's for you all to decide. Again, we've got this mirror energy here. What are you reflecting? What are you looking at? What's an illusion? What's not? What do you feel? Okay, so now let's go ahead and do Aquarius. I feel Libra is just kind of cut and dry there. I mean, not cut and dry, but really in that scales energy. It's amazing. Okay, let's see, Aquarius. See, one more shuffle, and let's get Aquarius. So do you have a message for Aquarius? Oops. 6 of Cups. Aquarius, you all seem to be working with the past energy here for your healing. This is the source I'm hearing of your healing is in your past relationships. Oops, that fell out. Oh, okay. I thought someone was knocking at my door. I'm like, I leave her alone. Ain't nobody else here. Sorry, it is late. Okay, so we've got the King of Wands in reverse at the prayer. Wow, King of Wands in reverse at the prayer. I feel like you all are still, it's typical Aquarius, I guess, energy, but I feel like there is this, you're dealing with something from the past, but you're hesitant on taking action on this collective prayer, because it's almost like I'm not getting a what's in it for me kind of a feeling, but I'm getting a King of Wands in reverse is like, it's not, I don't know the words for anything about what's in it for me, but that's the best that I can kind of get from this energy is what's in it for me, this collective prayer. And maybe it's not so much what's in it for me action-wise, but if I take this action, what is in it? What is in it for me? What is in it for me is what I hear Aquarius saying. Now let's look at the threshold here. What's the threshold for Aquarius? What's the threshold? 7 of Swords. Oh man, Aquarians, you all just don't trust that this will turn out. I don't think you all believe that you'll, even doing this will have any, I'm hearing net gains for you. It's like, you feel like this is going to be something very dangerous because you just don't feel prepared and you don't feel connected to the mission. Why? This is old for you all. You all feel like we should be past this already. And Aquarius, you're very right. We should be past this already. We should be past needing this. But the truth is, some of us might be. You might be past needing this energy. You might be feeling like this is old news for me. And that could be true too. So, Aquarius, how do we evolve from that is the question. You're looking back on this like, I've been through so much. I've been through the storm. I've been through the fire. I've been at this threshold waiting for you all to show up. Like, I know what's out there. I know what the dangers are, is what Aquarius is saying. But this is also, Aquarius, that we can't go back. So, in the spiritual side of this is definitely Aquarius. You've just been waiting. You've been waiting. And you're just like, why should I wait? I think that's what this card is saying at the prayer. Why should I wait for you all? I've been waiting for you all. Why should I continue to wait? Ooh, okay. Okay, let's see. Let's get some guidance for the air signs. I'm going to use I am going to use the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. I feel like that is definitely in line with air signs, geometry, symbolism, intellect, air signs, logic. It's numbers, it's geometry. So let's see. I'm gonna cut this and do another shuffle, and we'll get some guidance for the air signs for July 2022. Okay, let's see. Can we get some guidance for the air signs for July 2022? We have morning meeting in reverse. Can we get some guidance for the air signs? All right. And we have Mayan dream in reverse. Okay. Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Let's see, 17. Morning meeting. I'm going to read the reverse portion of this. Okay. This card incorporates the elements of nature and the woods. It also conveys the possibility that we as humans can learn to live and love in balance and communicate with respect and tenderness. Hey, air signs. The geometry here is the square, representing male energy, and the circle, which is traditionally considered female. Whatever you say is misunderstood. You can't seem to get your point across or have a conversation without being interrupted. It may be that you have been wrapped up in self-importance and have not been giving others an opportunity to speak. Make a conscious effort to listen and be thoughtful in your responses, and probably the same courtesy will be afforded to you. Yeah, so this is talking about the way we communicate, and of course these are air signs, so think about the way you communicate, and maybe that is part of your healing power, being the healer. And also part of your prayer. Sometimes prayer is just in listening to what someone else has to say. Wow. Okay. So then we have the Mayan Dream, card number 21 in the reverse. Let's see. Okay. Spiral, cosmic connection. Spirals compose the most basic geometry of life and speak to us on a level of our deepest knowing. Spirals both curve and move in an angular fashion. This card contains both curved and angular spirals. The design at the top and sides is painted on a wall. So I'm going to turn that up right just so you can see it. The design on the top and sides is painted on the wall in the ruined Mayan city of Palenque in Chiapas, Mexico. It is symbolic of the beginning, the germination, the essence, and the seed from which all life springs. In the background is the Temple of the Inscriptions. This temple contains the tomb of the Mayan king Pakal the Great, whose sarcophagus has been the subject of much research and conjecture. So in the reverse, you have removed yourself from pain and problems, but you have also lost your connection to the life flow of the universe. Release your pain and reconnect. Feel the oneness with every quanta of energy and every sparkling star. Yeah. This threshold is asking you to do that, to release the pain and take the jump, right? Take the jump into connecting with the universe. That's what this threshold is. And I think that's what some of the air signs might be feeling in this month, or at least in the energies that are coming through, not just in this month, but some of the occurring energies. But yeah, look in the mirror, see what you'd like to reflect, see what might be an illusion, and really get into your healing energy. But thank you so much for joining me. That is the reading for the air signs for July, and I will post this as soon as I can. Thank you so much and have a wonderful month. I'll see you in August.